Hey everybody, Hunter Fisher, Trapper, Trader, Guide, Scout, and Interpreter, and Country Cook Steve Hall here in Nashville, Tennessee, along with pretty Miss Sheila. Hi Sheila.
Hi.
Man, you're doing a great job on that camera back there.
Thank you.
Today we're making burgoo. If you've never heard of it, I hadn't either, till I did a little bit of investigating and found out that it comes out of Kentucky. In fact, Owensboro, Kentucky is the burgoo capital of the world. They have a huge festival up there. They cook it in big pots as big around as the hood of your car, stir it with a paddle, and a lot of neat ingredients go in there. Now let me tell you what's in here to begin with. I put in a cup of chicken broth, a cup of beef broth, and a cup of vegetable broth in here to start with. Then in here I put in a whole bunch of vegetables. I put in a half a cup of a whole bunch of stuff. Frozen corn, half a cup of frozen corn, half a cup of green beans, half a cup of carrots, and if I forget something, I'll put it in the ingredients in the bottom of the description box there on the bottom. What did I say, description box? In the description box at the bottom of the video. It's also got some onions in there and all kinds of other goodies, but mostly what is the most important thing in making burgoo is you have to have 3 meats. Now in the olden days up in Kentucky, to make a burgoo, to have the 3 meats, it could have been anything. Cottontail, squirrel, pheasant, quail, chucker, anything, wild turkey, but you have to have 3 different meats to make a true burgoo. Now I am really cheating here by cooking on this stovetop, and I know the guys in Kentucky are probably going, hey, because they do it on an open fire. Buddy, they hang this little rack on the bottom of this tripod, put a big fire underneath it, get it going, but it's really kind of hard to control temperature. They're better at it than I am. So for the camera, to make sure this looks right, I'm doing it on the stovetop. And I think maybe they get a little smoke in there, a little ashes, maybe even a little spilt beer goes in, who knows. Let me show you the meat that's going to go in this. You want to see something delicious looking? Check this out. I guess I should have mentioned there's a few little potatoes in there, red russet potatoes, cubed all up, lima beans, about a half a cup of lima beans, and our 3 meats, and what most of the guys that make burgoo up in Kentucky use nowadays is beef, pork, and chicken, because it's so easy to get a hold of. Now I took some good beef that had a lot of bones in it and stuff from up at Kroger's. Chicken thighs is what they like to use, and me too. And I took my little 5-quart Dutch oven, put some broth in it, and I simmered it for about an hour, but I'm going to even do it longer in here. Let me just go ahead and dump this in, because I got it measured right out. About 1.5 cups of each kind of meat. But here's the best part about a burgoo is you can make it the way you want to make it. You can put the vegetables in it that you want to. Now you're probably thinking, how did that sauce in there, before he dumped the meat in, get so nice and thick? I'm going to give you a tip right now that they do up there in Kentucky. Now here's what we did to get this so beautiful and thick like this. We took half a can, and this is a pretty good sized can too, of fire roasted diced tomatoes, which are just delicious. We put half a can in here, and we took the other half a can and we put it in our blender, along with about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of those red russet potatoes cubed up with skin on everything. That's right. We blended the tomatoes, diced tomatoes, with raw potatoes, red russets, and blended them until it was like a thick paste. Then we poured it in here, and that's what a lot of the restaurants do up north to make a burgoo. I'll tell you my little contribution to this, and I'm going to put all the ingredients in the description box below. I add a little butter, a little sugar, and a little bit of spaghetti sauce. Now you can use salt, pepper, whatever you want, any kind of seasoning, it's your choice. But for this particular recipe, I'm using Tony Chachere's, and it says it's spicy, more spice seasoning, great on everything. I wanted to show you the label. I put in 2 tablespoons to start with, and then a little bit more after that until it got just right. But that's the seasoning I used in this recipe. But here's the best part. When you make a burgoo, the most important part is it has to have 3 different meats. You can use mutton, you can use anything you want, it doesn't make. Wild boar, I even threw a little bit of smoked sausage in there too. But the most important thing is the 3 meats to have a burgoo. But the rest of it is up to you. You want to put in, what's that slimy stuff you eat when you like it deep fried? Okra. I can't stand that stuff. But a lot of people put okra in their burgoo. And if you've never heard of burgoo, that's what we're making here today. Here is another contribution of mine. Not only did I put sweet corn in there already, but this is already cooked. I actually took it back out to make it look like I was putting it in for the first time. It is so delicious because when I get a bowl of burgoo and I want to give it to a guest, when I plate it up, I want to put one of those little ears of corn right in the middle of their burgoo so it'll taste delicious and look good. Did they catch me? I'm sorry. And a splash of Shotgun Red's Touch of Sweet Wine. Now you don't have to put any red wine in yours, but I just absolutely love it in this recipe. Of course, I would normally simmer this for about 5 minutes to get rid of the wine alcohol portion of it, but the other flavor is so good. Let's go ahead and dish up some of our burgoo. Go on Google and Google Burgoo capital of the world, and Owensboro, Kentucky will pop up, and you won't believe all the burgoo recipes that are out there. And of course, you can give a little ear of corn with each bowl to your friends. If your mother-in-law shows up, give her 3 chunks, especially if she bought this cooker for you for Christmas. And there you have it, Kentucky burgoo. I'm going to put all the ingredients in there. I didn't want to take the time to cook all of it because all of this has taken about 3 hours to complete. But I'll tell you how to do it in the description below, and it's absolutely wonderful. In closing, I got to apologize to all those traditionalists up there in Kentucky that cook over an open fire with their Dutch oven and make some of the best burgoo on the planet up there. Here it is, Kentucky burgoo. Have you ever heard of it? You have now. It has to have 3 meats to be a true burgoo. There's our subscribe button right there. If you click on that, you'll be the first to know when we have a new recipe out. And Sheila's been doing a good job back there. Having a good time, Sheila?
I am.
She's always waving at me to tell you, go to www.shotgunred.com, or you can also go to shotgunredwine.com and find out about our new product. All that stuff, but make yourself some burgoo. Again, I'll put all the directions and all the ingredients in the description below, but make yourself some and you're really going to enjoy it. Hope you enjoy this recipe, and we'll see you next time right here at the Burgoo capital of Tennessee, I think, or something. Here's Steve Hall saying bye-bye for now. Man, I always forget that. Is this the best burgoo you ever ate in your life? If it ain't, it ought to be. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.